The Anonymous Player Cup is soon to start. And I wanted to give a little bit of an overview of the players that will be participating in this huge tournament, which I am so excited for. So, the players are going to be 12 players. They're all confirmed. They are divided in groups. So they're going to start in a little group stage. It's going to be 4 groups of 3. So group A, B, C, and D. And there's going to be 3 players on each group. And they'll be playing a best of 3 set against each other. And then the top 2 of each group will then move on to the main event, right? So then 8 of them will move on to the main event. And that's when they'll be given that like secret identity that will give them. And then none of them will know who is who. We won't know who is who. I mean, we will know what 8 players are there, right? But we won't know exactly who is who, which is going to be a lot of fun. So let's start off with Group A. We have DeadFS, the first player of that group. I mean, they're all organized in alphabetical order, so whatever. But DeadFS, really good player. He doesn't play that often, at least like recently, and the Global League or even the Live League, for example. But he does play tournaments. He's a very solid tournament player. Always performs really well, and in general his playstyle is like a little bit out of the ordinary. I think he goes for a lot of different like risky kind of openings that people don't tend to go for. Also goes for some wild picks sometimes. It's definitely very interesting to watch DeadFS plays. His games tend to be a lot of fun. So definitely keep an eye out for DeadFS. He's performed really well on other live tournaments as well. He doesn't play Live League, I think. Yeah, he does really well still in live and in tournaments. So definitely an interesting player. Moving on, we have Plague, or Days of Plague, and which is the second player of Group A. And he is also a very good, I mean, they're all really good players, so I'm not even gonna keep saying that, but yeah, Days of Plague is very good. He tends to play more Global League and more tournaments. Maybe he's not that familiar with the live format. He does play some Live League. So yeah, he's more, so maybe what I didn't mention is that there's like a mix of players, right? You got more like async kind of players here, like top standard players, and then you have that like async, right? And then you have more like top Live League standard kind of players. So we have a mix of both, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see how the top standard players perform in live, that maybe some of them don't have that kind of experience or that much of an experience in, against some of the top live players that maybe don't even play too much Global League, but they do play a lot of live, so they are very good at adapting on the fly, you know, just like getting a new map, boom, opening, having really good tactics really quickly. And so that's going to be an important factor, you know, the time management, how to find those tactics really quickly or identify stuff on a map. That's going to be really interesting to differentiate from the more like async players versus the more Live League players. And then we have some that are good in both, but we'll get there. So Days of Plague, I would put Days of Plague more in the like async kind of bucket of players. But we'll see. I think he's really good with openings, and he also likes to pick COs that are not very meta, and also likes to make a lot of mechs. He loves those mechs. And yeah, always interesting to see Days of Plague matches. So next up we have Raider Al-Karaman. Definitely a pretty stacked group right here. Raider Al-Karaman doesn't play too much either recently. He used to play a lot of Live League. For the OG ones that used to play the Live League when it was only Discord run, when there wasn't a Live League on site, it was just run on Discord with a spreadsheet, and and Talos would like run a little bot or something to like do these weekly or bi-weekly matches. It was it was like the dark ages of the live league. But yeah, Raider Callerman was always there. He would like queue up like 5 or 6 or 10 or how many matches he could get in the week, and that would be like the only thing that he would really play. He wouldn't really play any global league or tournaments, but he was the king of the live league back then. I'm not sure that he plays too much live league like since it came out on the side, but he is very, very flexible and he can adapt really quickly to maps, and he plays super fast. Like he will find the tactics really, really fast, doesn't even spend too much time on his turns, he just goes at it. And that is also, you know, a good feature to have, because then you can save up a lot of time to then use it on very important turns. Say your Eagle, you want to use it on your Lightning Strike by day, I don't know, 12 or 15, or maybe you want to prepare for a Rachel missile, you know, stuff like that. It's good to have that time bank. So Raider Caraman is more of the bucket of the live league players. Although, you know, he's also pretty good on async, but he hasn't played a lot of async, I think. So, and actually looking at his profile, he has been playing some live league right now because, you know, they're all gonna play on the tournament, so they're trying to practice and prepare, you know, and get all warmed up and trying on maps and stuff like that. I definitely encourage these players to practice on the maps of the map pool, which I will share to you guys, and we'll talk about it on another video. But this one would be just about the players. So yeah, they're gonna be practicing on those maps. It's gonna be interesting to see how the more like async players prepare openings, right? Like maybe they're not as good with time as the more live players, but they might be really good at preparing openings. So it's gonna be very interesting. I swear, I can't wait to see how this all plays out. So that's gonna be Group A, and let's move on to Group B. We have Advan Nu, who I would consider him as really good in async. He was always at the top of the fog ladder a lot. I think on all modes. I'm not really sure, but I remember in fog he was always at like top 5 or top 10. So very strong player. And then once the live league came out, all of a sudden he's been one of the players that play the most live, up there with like Poland and Starflash and other people like that, and Hyphon. So yeah, he definitely spams a lot of live games, so I would put him in the bucket of the live players, but still also really good in async. Definitely a player to keep an eye out on. Then we have Starflash in Group B. Definitely one of the strongest or the most like the favorite ones. He's really good in async. He's really good in live league. Maybe if you don't know who Starflash is, and maybe you look at this profile and you're like, what? Why is his elo so low? It's because he kind of like burnt out like a month ago or so, and then all of his games, because he always queues like 25 games, he just like retired. Like kind of retired temporarily from the site. And then all his games kind of booted, just like timed out, and so his elo just dropped a bunch. But he is at the very top, one of the best players of the site, both async and live. Just incredibly good at finding tactics, really good strategically as well, finding those openings. Very, very aggressive player, likes to really push the limits of aggressiveness and keeping the fight going all the time. Somehow is able to find those trades, like, you know, visualizes a battle and it's like, you know what, in this battle, in 3 turns of fighting, I will come up ahead. So really, really, really good player in that sense. Very good tactically. Moving on, we have Tordred, which is going to be the third and last player of this group. And Tordred is more of the async bucket, I think. He is really good in async. He does play really fast as well. Similar to Starflash, for example, in async. Starflash is like, he plays live everything. Whether it's async or live, he'll play at the same speed. And he plays at like, you know, 99 or 100% of his skill, even at that speed, which is insane. Tordred, he plays really well async. He plays it really fast. As soon as he gets that notification, boom, he does his turn. So he plays really, really fast his global league turns. I haven't seen him much in live, but he has played in other live tournaments and he performs pretty well. So it's going to be interesting. I think he is a very also a pretty aggressive player, maybe a little bit less than Starflash, but really good tactically. He really likes to find those specific tactics and breakthroughs, and tries to get the upper hand from battles like that. So definitely very interesting to see what he does. Then next group, we have Group C. I'm going to start off with Arya Fireart, and she is a very good live player, pretty good async player as well. Hasn't been playing a lot recently, but it's going to be interesting to see how she performs. She loves to make a lot of neo tanks. I'm just gonna say it. She loves to make neo tanks. It's like almost every game I see from her, she makes neo tanks, whether it's high funds or fog or standard. They're always there. So yeah, that's definitely a characteristic that I would that I would identify her from. She loves those neo tanks. And also pretty is not scared to get into a fight that maybe isn't even good as a trade, as long as she can keep the tempo and the battle going. I think that's pretty interesting as well. Moving on, we have Djas, and I'm sure all of you know who Djas is. If you don't know, he's a very good content creator and very good a player on the side. And I think it's going to be really cool to see him here, because he's also a really good live player, and I think he deserves some how do you say, like, spotlight in that, you know, because he's always hosting, you know, doing matches or doing content and stuff like that, but never gets the opportunity maybe to showcase his live skills. So I think it's going to be interesting here. He's also more of the like tactical kind of player, likes to find those little breakthroughs. And it plays pretty fast. Yeah, he's pretty good with time management. There's definitely some players in here that are more of the async kind of players that they might struggle with time a little bit, so maybe they're gonna have to prep their openings. And then you have more of the more live players. But I think Djas is also really good when he wants to. He prepares really solid out of the box openings. So that's gonna be very interesting if and how much he preps for the maps. See what he comes up with, and yeah, I'm excited. Next up, the last one of the Group C, we have Talos, and Talos has not played Global League in a really long time. He only plays tournaments pretty much. I don't think he's even played Live League either, but he's super good in like async, very similar playstyle to like Voice of Akasha. Super very positional kind of player. Very strategical, and yeah, he likes to be very meticulous on how he positions units, which in async you can definitely do so, right? You can pull out the move plan and stuff, but in live not so much. So you would think, oh, maybe he doesn't perform as well in live. Well, you'd be wrong, because he performs really well in live. This guy's just really good. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see. He will probably also prep some openings. So yeah, just super solid all around kind of player. Next we have Chloe Box. So that was the 3 of the Group C. So now this is Group D. So the 4th group, we have Chloe Box. She doesn't have too many Global League games. Looks like she hasn't had a single loss in Global League, so her elo is not really determined. You know, she hasn't plateaued, but plays a lot of live, and she's really, really strong in live. She's even done like a little event where she plays, I think it was like, I don't know, 5 or 10 matches at the same time live, and she was playing like against Go7 and a bunch of other players at the same time. I don't know. Don't ask me how she managed to do that. My brain would melt by doing something similar like that. I just cannot. So she is very comfortable playing live. A pretty aggressive player as well. And yeah, I can't wait to see how she performs in this group. And then we have Darth Noob. And he is a very positional player as well, similar to like Talos. He's pretty good in async and pretty good in live as well, so kind of like an all-around player. He's been playing on the site for a really, really long time, maybe the longest than all of these players in this tournament. Like he's been forever on the side. But yeah, very positional, and then likes to like strike whenever he finds a crack in the walls. And then we have Poland, last but not least. Poland, if you don't know Poland, very specific kind of strategy player. He's really good in async, really good in live as well. Maybe even better in live, just because, I mean, yeah, he's just really good in async as well. I think maybe in live he's better because people can't plan too much on what he's doing. He's a very aggressive kind of player, similar to Starflash. So the most characteristic thing about him is that he'll always, and let me just say it one more time, always will interrupt your caps. It's like, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter what unit he'll have, and if it dies or not, he will send that unit to interrupt your capture no matter what. It is very, very funny to see. And somehow it works out for him. He is just like, you know, miles ahead, you know, big brain plays there of, I don't know how he does it, but he just really destroys your economy. He does not let you capture anything, does not let you flip anything. It's just all about that economy. Get the most and just have that like 50% more income than you, even though he'll have like half your unit count. He's just gonna attack non-stop. And once he has enough of an income lead, then he can just push to, you know, do the killer blow or just hold and then attack at a certain point. But yeah, very interesting to see Poland play. Every group has just like really good players. It's pretty stacked all around. It's gonna be very interesting to see how they all perform, whether they're gonna set up some openings or not, whether the live players will just be very comfortable and sit back and just wait till the day that they play, or if they will actually prep some openings, you know, because the more async ones will try to do that. So there's going to be a lot out there, a lot of prep time for these players. But yeah, the qualifiers are going to start, I think it was like the second week of September. Players are going to start playing, and then the games will be casted here on this channel. I'll be live streaming like once or twice a week to cast the games that have happened that week. So I hope to see you guys there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm putting down $500 for the prize pool on this tournament. So yeah, I'm putting that money out of my pocket just to host this tournament, plus all of the work and prep time and organization that has been put behind the scenes on this. I've been working on this for a long time. I've been getting a lot of help from other people as well, which I'm super thankful of. So yeah, it is going to be huge. I'm really excited to see what happens. You'll all be able to also add to the prize pool if you want to. I will put the link to that, to the donations link, so you can add money to our prize pool, which will then be distributed to the players. And yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I hope to see you guys all there. And there will also be a video about the map pool as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.